All right, so MYP Week starting on Monday. Greg and I wanted to give a little bit of advice in terms of navigating some of these resources, what it's going to look like for the week, some things like that. I'll try to keep it short. It's just to especially feel comfortable for tomorrow, for Monday, as we head into this MYP week. So I did send an email with some links to these two Padlets that we've created. So there's a teacher view and a student view Padlet. Some items look similar, of course, but there are some differences here. So maybe we'll just start with the teacher view. There's the first column that has schedules, and those are basically Google Docs. So they're going to be sometimes changed or updated. We'll have printouts in the morning tomorrow of the final schedule for tomorrow. I'll send a PDF in a few minutes by WeChat of the absolute final schedule. Not much has changed, but there was just a small error, so we changed that, and then I'll send that out. What you'll see here is you have the teacher and the student schedule. The student schedule is simply aimed at them as an audience, telling them directly where they need to be, with a little bit less detail than the teacher schedule that has a few more columns, including some important information about when you're needed and when you're on break. So during that time, of course, you don't have to be at a location to supervise or roam or anything like that. You can go off and do whatever it is you need to catch up on, or take off and just clear your mind, clear your head, whatever. So essentially, you'll see the times for the activities. The Monday morning is a little bit awkward in that we have to go up to the top floor of the arts building. Please remind the students when you see them in the morning, especially for Brandon and Tetsuo, who will be helping on deck. If you can help them, just make sure they go up there. And we're going to have a split room for a while. We will be watching an episode of just a short part of Shark Tank, and also downloading some apps that are needed for some of the designers in the groups. So that's what we're doing for that first part. And at 8:45 to 9:20, we're also going to need Nick and Antoine there. So all of us here will be in the auditorium at 8:45, so that Greg and I can really launch the MYP week for these students, to get to know exactly what the goals are. And that presentation is already available in the teacher Padlet. If you'd like to see it, it's there. It's in materials, and the presentation is located there. If we continue here, there's a break, and then at 9:40, Brandon's on break, and these are the people that will need to be there, back in the auditorium. Basically, making sure that they get in their groupings that we've already chosen. Those groupings are available in their Padlet now and in our Padlet. I'll show you the PDF version here. I'll send it by WeChat as well in a moment. But those are the essential groupings. Those are non-negotiable for the students. And basically, you also have these sub-groupings where, there are 5 groups at a time or so. And basically, these are used for the challenges that we give them, which are also available as a presentation in the Padlet that you'll see. They would be located here in student materials, constraints and challenges. And then they're also available for the students in their own Padlet, which I added as a workshop resource because I'll be giving that one later in the schedule with Antoine. So you can see that as a next step. So at 10 o'clock, so we only have about 20 minutes to give them their groups that are non-negotiable, and then allow them to choose what role they want. We'll have printouts, so they simply have to circle the role that they want to choose. It'll look something, let's see if I have it available. It'll look something like this, where they have to circle, do they want to be admin manager, presentation leader, or designer creative director? So there are 3 roles available for the groups of 4. They can double up on whichever one they want, that's fine. And then if we continue down here from 10 to 11, basically, we have this time for a brief workshop based on these specific skills that are their responsibilities. So I did put in this document, which has always been accurate. It's the description of the roles for students, and then essentially what we are responsible as sort of presentation people for that workshop time, to sort of help cover this so that they can communicate within their groups. They're not rotating workshops. It's just going to be sessions for those 3 different roles in 3 different rooms. So I would just ask to please consult that, and also double check the schedule for the whole day as well for tomorrow. So after we're finished with that, we'll have the students actually get into groups for this amount of time. So we'll need all these people available, and then basically there's staggered break times here. So please have a look. From 12:25 to 1, we're going to gather into the auditorium again, just to go over the Shanghai trip details, not the Hangzhou trip details. Basically, students will then have lunch at 1 o'clock, and it's a regular time for lunch. We don't need to be on any kind of supervision duty because those are all taken care of by other teachers who aren't part of the MYP week. Then we'll get back into those groups for the second half, just for that last block. Please note the times that people have breaks on and when people have to be available in specific rooms in the arts building. The rooms are all mentioned here at the bottom of the whole schedule for the week, in terms of what are the main rooms that we'll be using in the B building. So just going back to the Monday schedule, we'll also meet up at 3 o'clock after the day is done and just debrief just for 20 minutes so that we can talk a little bit more about the week, answer any questions, clarify anything, or Greg and I can take some advice in terms of what to switch or change if it doesn't disrupt too much. So basically, that's the Monday. The whole schedule is really available. Like we've made an update for the Shanghai trip instead of the Hangzhou trip. Also, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are all set out. So I would please ask to have a look on Monday, maybe after the day as well, to see if it coincides really well with your courses, especially the DP teachers for teaching grade 11. And yeah, essentially I'll try to have as much as, we'll try to have as much as we can printed out tomorrow for you for Monday, so that alleviates anything. But please do have a look at the schedule, and please just check out what it looks like in terms of the materials that we're giving the students. And then also, you can also have a look at anything in terms of the rubric that we've designed for the judges on Friday. And if you'd like, you can also have a look at any details that we're giving the students that might give more context, or the trip to the Fosun Foundation. And please just ask any quick questions on WeChat if you need. And we'll see you guys in the morning. So thanks a lot for your help for everything. And we'll have times to check in and make sure that we clarify anything, especially at the end of the day. All right, have a good evening.